Are you ready to step into the boots of a farm worker and ace that interview? In just 10 seconds, imagine yourself confidently answering questions about machinery, livestock, and tough days in the field. Let's get you prepared with the top 10 questions and answers that'll make you stand out like a prize-winning crop. 1. What experience do you have with farm machinery? Understanding a candidate's experience with farm machinery is crucial for employers because farming today often relies on equipment like tractors, plows, and harvesters to maximize efficiency and productivity. Interviewers ask this to gauge your hands-on skills, familiarity with maintenance, and ability to adapt to their specific tools. Farms can't afford downtime due to broken equipment or an inexperienced operator, so they need someone who can hit the ground running, or at least learn fast. This question also reveals your comfort level with technology, as modern machinery often includes GPS or automated systems. If you've only worked with hand tools, that's a different skill set, and they'll want to know how you bridge that gap. Plus, safety is a big deal. Mishandling machinery can lead to accidents, costly repairs, or crop loss. Your answer should highlight specific examples, showing you're not just talk but someone who's been in the driver's seat, literally or figuratively. It's also a chance to demonstrate problem solving. Maybe you fixed a jammed baler or figured out an irrigation glitch. Employers want reliability, and this question tests that. Even if your experience is limited, enthusiasm to learn can tip the scales. They're not just hiring hands, they're hiring someone who keeps the farm moving. I've operated tractors, combines, and irrigation systems on a 50-acre farm for 3 years, handling planting and harvesting seasons. I'm skilled in routine maintenance like oil changes and blade sharpening, and once troubleshooted a tractor's hydraulic issue to avoid a day's delay. I adapt quickly to new equipment and prioritize safety, always double-checking settings before starting. I'm eager to master your farm's machinery too. 2. How do you handle physically demanding tasks? Farm work isn't for the faint-hearted. It's long hours, heavy lifting, and battling weather, so interviewers ask this to see if you've got the grit to handle it. They want to know you won't buckle under the strain of hauling hay bales or digging trenches in the scorching sun. This question digs into your physical stamina, mental toughness, and strategies for staying productive when your body's screaming to quit. Farms depend on workers who show up and push through, not ones who call it a day when the going gets tough. It's also about attitude. Do you see the grind as a challenge or a chore? Your answer can reveal how you pace yourself, avoid burnout, or even prevent injury, key for a sustainable worker. Maybe you've shoveled manure for hours or chased escaped livestock. They want that story. It's less about brute strength and more about resilience and smarts, like knowing when to hydrate or use a wheelbarrow instead of your back. Employers need someone who thrives in the muck, not just survives it. This is your shot to prove you're built for the field, not the couch. I've handled demanding tasks like stacking 60-pound hay bales for hours and plowing fields in summer heat. I stay strong by pacing myself, taking short breaks to hydrate, and using tools efficiently, like a dolly for heavy loads. I enjoy the challenge and keep a positive mindset, knowing it's all part of feeding the farm's success. 3. Can you describe your livestock care experience? Livestock is the heartbeat of many farms, and caring for animals demands more than just tossing feed. Interviewers ask this to test your practical know-how and compassion. They're looking for specifics. Have you milked cows, vaccinated sheep, or spotted a sick pig before it spread? This question checks if you understand feeding schedules, hygiene, and basic health monitoring, skills that keep animals thriving and profits flowing. It's not just technical, it's about empathy too. Animals can't talk, so you need to read their cues. A good answer shows you've been hands-on, maybe birthing calves or shearing wool, and that you're calm under pressure, like during a stormy night check. Farms lose money fast if livestock suffer, so they need someone reliable, not a rookie guessing their way through. Even if your experience is light, mentioning a time you learned quickly or helped out signals potential. They're also sniffing out red flags. Someone who shrugs off animal welfare won't cut it. This is your moment to shine as a caretaker, not just a worker. I've cared for cattle and chickens on a small farm, managing feeding, watering, and pen cleaning daily. I've assisted with calving and given shots, once catching a cow's limp early to save vet costs. I'm patient, observant, and love keeping animals healthy. It's rewarding work I take seriously. 4. How do you ensure safety on the farm? Safety's non-negotiable on a farm. Machinery, animals, and weather can turn deadly fast, so interviewers ask this to see if you're proactive or reckless. They want proof you won't be the one sparking a barn fire or losing a finger to a thresher. This question probes your awareness of risks and habits, like wearing gear, checking equipment, or staying alert around livestock. Farms face enough chaos from nature. They don't need human error piling on. Your answer should show you got a system, maybe from past jobs, like double-checking fences or keeping tools tidy. It's also about protecting others. Have you trained a newbie or stopped a risky move? Employers need workers who think ahead, not just react when blood's already spilled. If you've dodged a close call, share it. It proves you learn from near misses. Safety's a mindset, and they're betting on yours to keep the operation smooth and lawsuit-free. Show them you're the steady hand they can trust. I prioritize safety by wearing gloves and boots, inspecting machinery before use, and keeping walkways clear. I once stopped a coworker from overloading a trailer, avoiding a tip over. I follow protocols, stay aware of weather shifts, and ensure animals are secure. Safety keeps us all working. 5. What's your approach to pest control? Pests can devastate crops and profits, so interviewers ask this to test your knowledge and strategy. Do you blast chemicals or think smarter? They're checking if you know the basics. Identifying bugs, using traps, or rotating crops to break pest cycles. Farms need workers who protect yields without wrecking the soil or budget, so your answer should balance effectiveness and sustainability. Maybe you've used ladybugs to eat aphids or checked plants daily for early signs. Those details impress. It's also about adapting. What works on corn might flop on tomatoes. They want practical, not textbook, solutions, so draw from experience or show you're eager to learn their methods. If you've never fought pests, admit it but pivot to how you'd tackle it. Research, ask, act. This question's a window into your problem solving and care for the farm's long-term health. Prove you're a pest's worst nightmare, not theirs. I've used natural pest control like planting marigolds to deter bugs and setting traps for rodents. On one farm, I spotted aphids early and released ladybugs, saving the crop. I'd study your pest issues, learn your preferred methods, and keep crops safe sustainably. 6. How do you manage time during busy seasons? Harvest or planting seasons are a sprint, and interviewers ask this to see if you can juggle chaos without dropping the ball. Farms live or die by deadlines. Crops rot if you're slow, so they need workers who prioritize, hustle, and stay cool when hours stretch long. This question digs into your organization. Do you plan tasks, tackle the urgent first, or just wing it? They're looking for a story, like when you harvested all night to beat rain or prepped equipment ahead to save daylight. It's also about teamwork. Maybe you coordinated with others to finish a field. Efficiency matters, but so does stamina. Can you keep going when fatigue hits? Even if you're green, showing you've managed a crunch elsewhere, school, another job, works. They want a time master, not a dawdler who leaves them scrambling. Show you're the gear that keeps the farm clock ticking. During busy seasons, I prioritize tasks like harvesting over maintenance, starting early to maximize daylight. I once finished a 10-acre harvest in 2 days by planning with the team and prepping tools ahead. I stay focused, flexible, and ready for extra hours to get it done. 7. Have you worked with irrigation systems? Water's lifeblood for crops, and irrigation systems are tricky. Interviewers ask this to check your technical chops and resourcefulness. They want to know if you've set up drip lines, fixed leaks, or adjusted sprinklers to avoid waste. Farms can't afford drowned roots or dry patches, so your experience with pipes, pumps, or timers shows you're an asset, not a liability. It's also about problem solving. Maybe you rerouted a clogged line or improvised during a breakdown. They're testing if you understand soil needs and weather impacts too. Overwatering's as bad as drought. If you've got no direct experience, relate something close, like plumbing, or stress your willingness to learn fast. This question's a lifeline to prove you can keep the farm green and growing, not parched or flooded. Employers want a water wizard, not a guesser. I've managed drip and sprinkler systems on a vegetable farm, adjusting flows for soil type and weather. I once fixed a burst pipe mid-season, saving water and crops. I'm quick to learn your setup and ensure every plant gets just enough, no waste, all growth. 8. What do you enjoy most about farm work? This isn't a fluff question. Interviewers ask it to see if your heart's in the dirt or just your paycheck. Farm work's brutal, and passion keeps you going when the days are long and the weather's mean. They're fishing for what lights you up. Is it the fresh air, growing food, or taming a wild field? Your answer shows if you'll stick around or bolt when it gets rough. A good response ties your joy to their operation. Maybe you love feeding people or fixing things, matching their needs. It's also a vibe check. A sour attitude spreads fast in tight crews. Share a real moment, like watching a seedling sprout or a cow thrive under your care. Even if it's just the quiet of dawn chores, make it authentic. They want a worker who finds gold in the grind, not a clock watcher. I love the hands-on satisfaction of farm work, seeing crops I planted feed families or livestock I cared for grow strong. On one farm, harvesting my first tomato crop felt like a win. I thrive outdoors, solving daily challenges, and contributing to something real. 9. How do you handle crop failures or setbacks? Farming's a gamble. Weather, pests, or blight can tank a season, so interviewers ask this to test your resilience and smarts. They want to know you won't crumble when a field flops. Can you analyze, adapt, and keep going? This question's about grit and growth. Maybe you've replanted after a flood or switched crops after a bust. They're looking for a problem solver who learns from failure, not a quitter who blames luck. It's also a peek at your teamwork. Did you rally others or lean on advice? Farms need workers who see setbacks as puzzles, not dead ends. If you've never faced this, hypothesize. You'd assess, research, and try again. Show them you're steady under pressure and hungry to improve, not just shrug and walk away. This is your chance to prove you're a farmer, not a flake. When a storm ruined half our corn, I helped replant fast and adjusted watering to save the rest. I learned from setbacks, studying what went wrong, asking for tips, and trying new tactics. I stay calm, focused, and ready to turn losses into lessons. 10. Why do you want to work on this farm? This question's a loyalty litmus test. Interviewers want to know if you're here for a reason or just any gig. Farms invest in workers, so they're hunting for commitment, not a drifter who'll vanish after a week. They're also checking if you've done your homework. Do you know their crops, values, or size? Your answer should blend personal drive with their specifics. Maybe their organic focus inspires you or their scale matches your skills. It's a chance to flatter them too, praise their reputation or community role. They want someone who fits their vibe, not a generic hire. If it's your first farm job, lean on enthusiasm. Say you're eager to learn from their setup. This seals the deal. You're not just able, you're invested. Make them feel chosen, not convenient. I want to work here because your sustainable practices align with my love for eco-friendly farming. I've heard your team grows top-notch produce, and I'd be proud to contribute my skills to that. I'm excited to learn from your expertise and grow with this farm. Stepping into a farm worker interview is like planting a seed. You've got to nurture it with preparation to see it bloom into a job offer. These top 10 questions and answers have armed you with the tools to showcase your skills, grit, and passion, whether you're wrangling machinery, tending livestock, or facing a stormy setback. Farms don't just need hands, they need heart, and your responses can prove you've got both. Walk in with confidence, tell your story, and let your enthusiasm for the land shine. You're not just answering questions, you're sowing the roots of a career that feeds the world. Now, go dig in and harvest that opportunity.